Hey there, Divine Messages 333. I'm Lisa. So I am traveling and I have my dog with me and we go on walks and stuff, because he's a dog. And so I want to show you some of the things that I have found. And I have been collecting things for like years. And then I I haven't done it in a while, but I used to make like miniature scenes. And so things that I wasn't going to probably use, I added them to the stuff that random things that I have found. Um, like I've shown you guys this in a video before. This little shoe, this dinosaur. These are things I found. But so in the last couple weeks, I want to just show you some things that I found and the messages I got when I found them. So, all right, I found this a couple weeks ago. It's a little flower watering can. Okay. So I feel like there's communication that communication can grow a relationship that you may be in, or it's something from the past, or like you're connected to someone where you may feel like if you could only communicate with this person, or the two of you could communicate, I don't know, well, maybe you're not communicating well or something with communication, that I feel like you believe it could grow by you consistently communicating. You are watering, you are nurturing your relationship, and it can grow and it can bloom. It can actually like blossom into something. But I feel like you haven't been able to do that. I feel like you haven't been able to water your seeds. You haven't been able to nurture what you've planted. And this is all like scuffed up and dirty. I feel like it's been a rough experience, or like not being able to have that communication or to grow or nurture this relationship by communicating. I feel like it's really made things very rough. And you might feel kind of like not beat up, like it's kind of weird, because what I'm getting right now is like, if you're in a relationship and you do communicate with this person, but the communication is always it's so draining, and you're always arguing, or you're never like really like getting on the same page, and that can be very exhausting and draining, and it can feel really, rough, and like you've been through so much. And if you are also if you've all ever been in a relationship of any kind, family, friends, romantic, work, whatever, but the lack of communication also can be draining, exhausting. You're waiting, you're wondering, you go back and forth between, giving up and feeling hopeful, and if I get a chance again, this is what I'll do differently. Well, I'm never going to get that. It's a back and forth, and I just feel like that's also been very rough. So that's what I'm getting from this little thingy. All right, on to the next one. So it's interesting because a couple of years ago, I found, I don't think I have it in here. So a couple of years ago, I found a die. Hold on, give me 1 second. I gotta check one thing here. I might have something here. Okay. I have a project I'm working on. And I just wanna, okay, I did. Okay. So, interesting. That's good. Okay. So a couple of years ago, I was traveling and I found a die. And it was this little one that I found, a little blue one. And so at the time, I just found it and I added it to the little things that I collect and stuff, and didn't really get. I don't know. I don't even know if I felt. I was like, at that moment, or in that time that I was traveling and I found this, I was just like so isolated and in a totally different like place where I am now, like financially, emotionally, everything. So I was just like happy for anything and everything. That's kind of hard to explain, but I got no message, basically, is what I'm trying to say. At the time, I was just grateful for anything, everything, all experiences that. But now, okay, so I'll get back to this in a second. So, last week, I found this dice. It's kind of like embedded into the ground. So, right away, before I even got it out of the ground, I heard roll of the dice. So I'm feeling like it's like about, like you may have some decisions to make right now, and you may be feeling kind of torn, conflicted, confused, and I feel like you may not that you literally have to do this, but you may feel like, I'm gonna act out what I'm seeing right now. Somebody, like, they have to make this decision. If they could, they would take both and see what happens, but they can't. So they're just gonna go, we'll just see what happens. We're gonna roll the dice and just go with that. And interesting, it landed on a 2. Like balance, weighing an option, making a decision, one or the other. I mean, also hearing past and future. So like a duality I'm kind of getting. Now this one's white, okay? And I don't remember if it was yesterday. It might have been yesterday. I found this one. Now, I'm realizing right now that they're black and white, okay? And they're different. And okay, so I don't know if bicycle means anything to you. But what I'm getting is like the yin yang, yin yang, however you want to pronounce it. I'm getting like opposites attract, but even with the opposites, there are still similarities. I'm getting, now with this, I am getting that if you're in a situation where you haven't really been able to communicate, or you pulled back communication, something with communication is not happening, you may want to roll the dice and take a chance on communicating. What am I showing right now? I'm holding up 5, I guess, okay? A number of change. Maybe you need to go about something in a different way, change up how you're approaching something, or change your perspective. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that like something in your environment in your life is changing physically. It could be a mental, it could be your perception. It could be how you're handling even your own emotions. It could be how you're handling someone else's emotions when you communicate. It could be how, maybe you've learned some new techniques on how to communicate more effectively or something like that. Because I feel like everything isn't black and white, but it feels like it. Now, actually, okay, so now I'm looking at this. I'm holding up 11, 6 and 5. So another 5, okay? Another 5 and the 6. 6 is again like balance, harmony, thinking positively. In tarot, it like the 6 of Cups, it also talks about like maybe a soulmate. But together they are an 11. So maybe something, if you can work on this balance, this black and white, also accepting, the parts of you that you might be like proud of or you like showing off, and also your shadow or darker side, what people might think is like their dark side. I mean, here's I don't know why this example is coming to my mind right now, but like, here's an example of a dark side, okay? So let's say you're someone who really, watches their words. They know that words are important, they mean a lot, they can really make an impact on someone. And so you really are mindful of your words, how you speak, and how you speak around people, and the different people that you're around, and you're appropriate. But let's say when you are driving and you are alone, no one is there other than the people in their vehicles, you may tend to kind of get irritated, aggravated, triggered. You might have road rage when you drive. That could be seen as your shadow side, a darker side of you. Obviously there's like a spectrum, right? Just we have a spectrum of all the great traits. Some people might think this is a beautiful trait, and other people might think that's something they need to change about themselves. So but I'm just trying to add, that example came to my mind because some people might hear shadow side, dark side, and they think like, oh, I must be into, that must mean you're into drugs, or you're a corrupt person, or you're trying to harm someone. Not necessarily. It doesn't mean that. Yeah, there are definitely people that are doing that. I really don't think that they're watching this. So anyway, that's what I'm getting with these dice, is that there's opposites, could be opposite views, opposite, just two different people. They both might be feeling like they want to take a chance on communication, but see, that dice is much smaller than the other ones, if you can see it. It's much smaller. So I feel like people are seeing, how am I trying to say this? I feel like the people that I'm talking about are more focused on the differences and how big the differences are. And so they're minimizing how important the communication could be regarding this relationship, this connection. They're minimizing how important that communication could be. Because if they were to communicate, if you guys could actually communicate, you can grow what you've already begun. So yeah. All right. Then yesterday I also found in a parking lot this googly eye. can't really, yeah. Okay, it's a little googly eye. Immediately, well, it was like stuck to this little piece of paper. And so I pulled off the paper. So I got, immediately what I got when I found it was someone's watching you. They have their eye on you. But then right after that, I also got that you're using your intuition. If you're not, you need to be. Now this is also dented and it's kind of like, I don't know if that's like a little dirty. I don't know, someone might have stepped on it or something. But it's a little defective. There's like little flaws in it now, if you're able to see that. Little flaws. So I feel like your vision, which actually maybe it's your third eye, okay? So your vision, your intuition, I feel could be a little, it's not as clear. There's something I feel like you're not seeing completely clearly. Something might be affecting how you see something. Or what you have experienced, the hurt or the, I don't necessarily want to say abuse. I'm hearing mishandled. Okay, so let's just use that word. If you are someone who has been mishandled by people who were supposed to care about you, care for you, love you, all that, I feel like there are because it's from the past, I feel like it's affecting how you're seeing things. But you know your situation. We've all been through so many different things. So I'm not really going to go into, that right now. I'm just showing you what I found, the quick message I got when I found them. But that's, and maybe a little bit more than I'm seeing. Oh, I'm also noticing on this communication on this blue dye, it's just like it's banged up as well. But these other two are not. The white one's a little bit dirty, but it's not permanent damage. So, okay. I feel now what I'm getting is, if these were people, they aren't, whatever they've been through, they are not permanently damaged. They are not permanently damaged. Now, unfortunately, this little eye and this are permanently damaged. Now, I'm sure you could probably take this apart and push out the little, indentation or something, but it's never going to go back to like it was, where there was no blemishes, there was no imperfections. This is just how it is now. It's just how it is. And that is the lens now that you view things through. Okay? And it is affecting communication. Whether you communicate or you don't communicate, it is affecting it. And how people have communicated and how you've communicated has impacted you in a negative way. Okay? And this is also going to stay with you, but this can be cleaned up. This could be cleaned up. It could look better than it is right now. So you can still do something to improve the communication. You can still do something to improve how you see things. You can still do something about that. You can still improve it. You can still make a difference. because it did not damage you permanently. It's just going to take a little effort. It's just going to take effort. That's what people have to do. They have got to put the effort in and nurture and water what they have started, what they have planted, but it's not happening. Now, interesting, I also have this, a tiny little sword that you would get, like in a sandwich or something like that. And it's red. So I feel like that when I first found this, tarot came to my mind. So the swords in tarot, but more Queen of Swords, King of Swords, where someone is like not putting up the strong boundaries, not putting up with some crap, not putting up with well, so I'm feeling like I feel like what I'm seeing is like someone putting this down as like you're not going further than this. We're stopping. Actually, how I'm doing this, doesn't that remind you of those arms that go down, in a parking ramp or even like a railroad track? Okay, that's what it's reminding me of right now. And those are like orange and white. This is kind of reminding me also of like, be cautious with someone who may be very defensive that is coming toward you. They may also be feeling very fiery, feisty. I'm hearing passionate, but I'm not getting it like oh, I'm very passionate about this cause and it means a lot to. No, I'm getting like they are very irate, and it could come out in the way they communicate. I'm hearing out for blood, and this is a red sword. Like if someone were, this was used on a person and it pierced the person, and then this is that what's on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of sharp. I feel like they could be very sharp with their words. Could also be an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And this has a handle. I'm hearing get a handle. Getting a handle on something. I don't know if they want to get a handle on something. You want to get a handle on something. Someone didn't want you to get a handle on something. Something like that. Okay, so a couple other things that I found that I don't have with me. One was a stuffed animal dinosaur. And I ended up giving it to my dog, but we don't have it with us at the moment. And I was looking up like, spiritual meanings of dinosaurs and things like that. And it's talking about how you may have like insurmountable like obstacles, challenges, like that's what you might be seeing, or what's going on in your like currently. You may be feeling like you've got these great obstacles and you don't know how you're going to tackle it. You might be feeling something like that. The other thing that I found, but also that you're very strong. So I'm feeling that even though there are these, really big obstacles, challenges, that you do still have what it takes to take it on and to get through it. Okay, so and then the other day It was really weird. On the side of the road, like almost like someone put it right by the curb on the grass, right next to the curb, so people would see it. And it was a what is that movie called? Some Disney movie. Well, it was a goat. I thought it was a donkey. I don't know. I don't watch Disney movies, so um some little goat, and I can't remember the name of the movie. I had to like Google it because I didn't even know who this character was. It just had a tag and it said Disney on it. And I guess this is some, it's a goat. But yeah, at the time I was looking up things about the goat. But so you look into that. I don't even remember at the moment. And I just, for me at that moment when I found it, it definitely had a personal message for me, which I'm not gonna share because it won't have anything to do with anyone else. But goats are resilient. Um, they can be very stubborn. I would just suggest look into that, meaning and whatever resonates with you at the time. If just even hearing the goat, speaks to you, you can find your message in that. Even if while I've shown you these little objects, if as I'm speaking and telling you what I'm picking up, you're picking up something different, something else comes to your mind, and it's not what I'm saying, go with what you're getting. Use your intuition, go with what you're getting, because maybe you're just meant to see this video, see these little things, and come up with your own message. Maybe you're going to get your own download that's just for you, like the little goat message was for me. So anyway, yeah, that's what I have found in the last couple weeks. And I'm always open to, receiving things if they pop up. Yeah, so until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.